Somebody I used to know was directed by Dave Franco and is a Prime original that came out earlier this year. Um, it is a rom com starring Alison Brie, Dave Franco's wife. I only heard about this movie, I think around the time it came out. I saw some promotion for it because I'm a huge Community fan, and I got a lot of targeted ads just because it was the first time Alison Brie and Danny Pudi would be working together since then, and that really piqued my interest, and then I just kind of forgot about it up until a couple of days ago when I just randomly remembered that it was a movie, and I decided to watch it. I heard some mixed things about it. I heard some people really liked it and thought it was really sweet and really fun, and some other people just weren't a fan of it, found it to be really forgettable. So I just decided to take a chance. I will watch any movie that Danny Pudi's in. He's a really phenomenal actor, especially when it comes to dramedy. And also Alison Brie is a phenomenal actress who has, been in so many great movies. So I don't know. I decided to give it a chance, even though I wasn't really a big fan of The Rental, the other movie that Dave Franco has directed in, was that 2020? So yeah, I decided to check it out. And I'm not going to say it was the worst movie I've seen all year, definitely. It's not worse than You People or The Outwaters, but it was pretty not great. I did not have that much fun with it. I was buying into it in the first couple of scenes, and throughout the first act, actually, I was really liking it. I felt like Alison Brie here, she's like the main thing, the main attraction here, and she is really great. She acts her ass off in whatever she's in, and I think that she gives a much better performance than this script even allowed her to. I thought she did really, really good in this thing, and honestly, it might even be one of her best performances, because I thought she did really, really well with a really not great script. And Danny Pudi, he's always a good presence, and his character is really fun, even though they didn't give him too much to do or that much, of a character. But I thought he was really great, and I really liked him in this movie. I thought the scenery was fine. Like, it was a cool town that they were in, and there were some good shots. That's all I've got, really. Like, I don't know. It had me on board until the main kind of twist and gimmick happened, and then I was like, oh, this is what this is about? Like, really? We're doing this kind of trope again? We're doing the whole, like, in love with somebody who's getting married thing? It was just really, honestly, kind of icky. Like, I couldn't root for Alison Brie's character just because she was doing not so great things, and all of the characters were, like, really unlikable. And that's not a criticism I usually like to levy against movies, because I think there are a ton of movies where the main character is a terrible human being and ends up getting what they want at the end of the movie, and I still think they're brilliant. Like, there's so many movies like that where people criticize that, and that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But here, it's supposed to be fun and lighthearted, and you're supposed to be rooting for the main character, specifically in this kind of movie, and you just kind of can't. Like, she's doing this for really selfish reasons, and it comes off as really condescending and really messy. Like, every character in this movie, besides Danny Pudi's character, is just kind of the worst. Like the bride, she isn't really, what's her name, Cassidy in the movie. She isn't really given a character other than hippie punk girl, which is, she sings a song in the movie that says punk rock, I'm so, like, really, Dave Franco? That's the best you could come up with? I don't know, there was just so many points in this movie, like, that seems like a first draft, that seems like something a 12-year-old would come up with. Like, I don't know, a lot of this movie feels really underbaked, and, like, they didn't know what direction they wanted to take. It felt like a rom-com without the heart, without the, like, wacky interactions, without the meat of what makes a good rom-com. And this movie felt really boneless. Like, it felt, I don't know, really bland and kind of forgettable at the end of the day. Like, I don't know, it didn't move me in any way. There was one scene where she was reminiscing on older times with this boyfriend that she reconnects with, and that kind of had me emotional a little bit, but it kind of ruins it. I don't know, this movie had the moments at points. It had some jokes I found funny. There were some performances I really liked, but at the end of the day, it kind of felt hollow. It felt like it was mean-spirited in a way that it didn't mean to be. It had no emotional anchor or a big swelling moment that made it all make sense. It just felt like different dramatic beats being hit at the wrong times. Like this, it feels almost out of order in a way, and it was really sloppily written and just kind of there. Like it was a movie that left my head immediately after I watched it, and it had the potential to be something really different. It just felt like an indie version of a bad '90s rom-com, if that makes sense. Like it was just fine. Like it was really, really bland and really like milquetoast. So I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan. I'm gonna give Somebody I Used to Know a really light C minus. Just wasn't a fan of this one. Let me know what you guys thought of this movie in the comments, and I will see you with the next review.